Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Kavita Shukla. I head the admissions here at Amity University, Dubai. And today, the topic of our presentation is very exciting. And forensic science is one of the niche programs that we are offering currently in Amity University. We offer bachelor's, master's, as well as PhD in forensic science, and it is very popular with the students. And as the work environments are changing and the world population is going to go from 7 billion to 9 billion, there will be a lot of more cyber crimes, there will be social unrests, and forensic science, a degree in forensic science can enable you to, fulfill your passions of investigation, so on and so forth. So I have with me Dr. Nishant Singh. He is the program leader for forensic science here at Amity University, Dubai, and he will take us through the a career in forensic science, the program structure outline, and what does a study degree in forensic science means. So thank you for joining me, Dr. Nishant, and I welcome you to this webinar, and our students are waiting. So please take us through the program of forensic science and what exciting careers that it offers. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita, for introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Nishan Singh, Associate Professor, Department of Forensic Science, welcomes you at MIT University, Dubai. Today, in this brief presentation, I will take you to the journey of a student of forensic science at MIT, Dubai. So I will give you the brief out of what is the curriculum here, what are the facilities we have, and what are the opportunities or the external opportunity providing our student in terms of research, in terms of training, or the workshops are there. So first, let's move to the things are there. First, this welcome to the MIT University Dubai. We are here offering, as Dr. Kavita mentions, Bachelor in Forensic Sciences and Master in Forensic Sciences. Even from last year, academic year, we also started PhD in Forensic Sciences as well. So before starting that, first question comes in everyone's mind: what does the forensic sciences do? So the thing, because forensics is always have a problem. People think that it a crime means the people have a the idea it may be murder or something are there. But as you know that crimes is always a white collar crimes also there. Cyber nowadays, the cyber crimes are very common are there. The cyber bullying, the hacking, or all things are the a very common example of crimes are there. So the why become a forensic scientist means, as you know, that the populations are growing up, and to maintain the law and order, the government need such facilities which are very fast and accurate to solve a case. Once they solve a case very fast, they can maintain a law and order very easily. As you compared like the here in the UAE or the Middle Eastern countries to the South Asian country, you can find it out how they are use scientific technique, or the US using scientific technique to combat the crime. So the forensic scientist, the main job is to solve crimes, the mysteries, and when you solving these things, you build a very successful and rewarded careers are there. So whatever any type of crime is, not crime is always murder or kidnapping, anything, any type of crime which is based on the specialization of the person is there. It may be a cyber forensics, it may be a DNA fingerprinting, it may be anthropology, it may be a forensic pathology. So this the thing is, like, all the forensic scientists are involved in solving any kind of crime or the mysteries of the crime. Even I can give you examples like forensic anthropologists. They even solve the crimes which happened 100 years ago when they encounter the bones. They using all the analyzing all the bones and try to solve the cases which happens like 50 and 1600 years ago as well. So here, before starting, I will give you a brief intro about what is forensics. Actually, forensic is typically in layman knowledge, I can tell that is a science or is an application of science to solve the cases, to solve case, any kind of criminal cases, any kind of civil cases as well. Civil cases like the environmental forensics are there. Environmental forensics is to applicable when a lot of industries contaminating the environment. So that's also a type of crime. In that conditions, we use forensic science to identify who is the one is responsible. So forensic science is typically applied science which uses the knowledge of all various sciences, whether it is physics, chemistry, biochemistry, biotechnology, medicine, and by using these signs, we identifying the criminal and crime, and then we make a positive link. The time we make a positive link between criminal, crime, and the victim, we solve the cases. So this is a little about what is forensic science is there. So in this, you can see in this next slide, it uses all the sciences. So forensic science, as we say, that is applied science. You use the physics, chemistry, biology, toxicology, geology, mathematics, even the fingerprints, explosives, voice identifications, forensic linguistics, cyber forensics, all the part using based on what type of evidence is encountering any kind of crime is there. So it's basically we are using our knowledge of other sciences to solve a case. So just we can say simply we are borrowing the biotechnology, like for example, DNA fingerprinting is there. In borrowing the knowledge of from biotechnology to analyzing a DNA from blood, from saliva, from hair, from anything, and identifying the person who is responsible for a particular crime or event. So here I will talk about briefly what are the job profile of forensic scientists. Why I'm this telling you here, because sometimes people have the impression that especially the girl, like the parents of the girl, that how can they send a girl student or girl person to a field of forensic science to investigate the case. So here I will tell you, in the forensic science we can divide the career or the perspective in three different fields. One is field science, another one is laboratory science, another is code science. Field science is basically, here in this picture you can say, is the crime scene investigator, person who the forensic scientists are the part of a team of crime scene investigation. They go to the crime scene, they investigate the crime scene, they do all the, you must be seen all these things in series like CSI, or in India like CID kind of things, and a lot of movies are there, like, so they're telling about how a forensic scientist investigating the scene. So it's not mandatory that every forensic scientist need to go to the crime scene. It's based on what job role you have. So the people those choose a part of a team of a crime scene investigator, they go to the crime scene, they investigate it, they collect the evidences, and they send to the laboratory. The forensic science laboratory, they also have the scientists. The role or job responsibility of the forensic scientists at the laboratory is that to analyze the evidence and compare with the suspects are there. So there are two different job perspective are there. One is the crimes investigation, which they go on the fields, and other people, forensic scientists, they stay in the laboratory only. They just go to the laboratory 9 to 5, and they do work and come back. So there are two different perspectives. Based on which one you like, you can choose your career and go ahead with that. The third one is the court science, or the providing the testimony in court. As you know that the court of law is the one who decide whether someone is guilt of particular crime or not. So the forensic scientist who analyze the evidence go to the court of law as an expert witness and present his report. So this is how we can divided the career of forensic science: the crimes investigation, which is a field science, and other one is the laboratory science. So if it's up to you, like some students or someone want to be do in the field, they can go ahead. It's not mandatory that you need to go and field. It's up to your choice, and it's a specialization which you're gonna opt for that. So this is a career, or what the forensic science job prospects are there. This slide basically talks about how we can solve the case, how a forensic scientist solve any case are there. So see the in center is the crime scene. Is the crime scene is indicate you can encounter all the crimes are there, like all the evidences are there, whether it is uh, blood, soil, hair, fibers, or anything. Or suppose in a bank robbery, the fingerprints, the footprint, the tool marks, all the things are there. And the forensic science based on one principle, which is says that individuality, law of individuality, which says that everything in the world is unique. As you must be know that when we going for the fingerprinting or the iris scan, every single person in the world have unique iris scan, or unique fingerprints are there, unique DNA are there. So based on this uniqueness, forensic scientists make a positive link between crime and criminal. Once they make this positive link, crime will be solved. So this is how a forensic scientist solve the crime. So the first part, to get or identify the evidences from crime scene, which is a job responsibility of crime scene investigator. Then these crime scene investigator hand over all these evidences to the other forensic scientists, which is in the laboratory, those who analyze and make a positive link. So this is how, with the help of the both of people's work, we can solve any kind of cases are there. uh, this slide basically is talks about, I can say that, most of the people, when it's, if you just in general people, if you ask what do you mean by crime, so when you ask what do you mean by crime, the things comes in their mind is always murder, kidnapping, and very kind of like all these, very serious or severe crimes are there. But technically, as per law, anything against the rule or anything against the law is crime. Even if you're littering, if you're throwing something on the road, it's also a crime. If you're doing anything like over speeding the car in Dubai, it's also a crime. So anything is crime. It's just not only killing someone or beating someone or kidnapping someone is a crime. So here we talk about, so this like a slide is basically talk about, is not murder only the crime. We have the the fraud credit cards, signature, email, that nowadays that everyone is totally based on the e-banking, e-business are there. So based on people, like the people also misuse such kind of facility as well. They can hack your account, they can hack your email, they can hack your bank account, getting things are there. Cyber forensics, any kind of tool mark analysis are there, and in any kind of robbery cases are there, handwriting cases are there, when someone fraud your check or someone things are there. So all these cases is just example that saying that the crime is not only murder and things are there. And why I'm saying this thing here, because in forensic science we have more than 30 specialization. So in the 30 specialization, everyone whosoever is studying forensic, they need to choose their specialization, because one cannot be an expert in all the specialization. One cannot be a fingerprint expert. One not cannot be an expert of the DNA fingerprinting or explosive or fire or toxicology or anything. Everyone expert means you have in-depth knowledge of particular area. So that's why it's based on, if you do not like to have interaction with the bodies, or if you have a interest in cyber forensic, in the computers, or if you have interest in engineering, then you can become a forensic engineer. If you have interest in the handwriting, you can become a handwriting expert. If you interest in the bones and anything, you can become a forensic anthropologist. So the expert only deals a particular specializations. Suppose if expert is of toxicology, they won't be study the fingerprints. They study means they won't solve the cases of fingerprints, because they are not expert of that particular area. So I mean that if you have any area, you can choose any kind of specialization which you want to choose. So there's no kind of like the compulsion that you need to solve this case, or you need to have this area which you do not like. So forensic science is quite bright as per, there a lot of options are there. Based on of your interest, based on of your likes, you can choose the particular area and you can go ahead with that your career. So next thing is what we teach in basically in forensic sciences are there. The first thing, as you know, the forensic science is come to into the scene when something wrong happened, means some crime happened, then the forensic science come into the scene. So we talk about the first, what is crime and what is criminal activities, and we also talk about the criminal behavior as well, because as we know that no one is a born criminal. The situations, the biological factor, the socio-economic factors, they make a person a criminal. So we also talk about what's the reason behind the crime is there, whether it is a crime against a person, whether it is a white collar crime or any kind of fraud or any kind of thing. So we talk about all the various types of crimes, all the things are there. Then you can analyze the things. So first we give in initial year, first semesters are there, a brief intro about the crime, the criminal behavior, types of crime. Then we start how we're gonna investigate all these things, what are the procedure we're gonna follow all these things. Then we type various specializations, like forensic toxicologist, what they do, forensic anthropologist, what they do, forensic medicine expert, what they do, forensic fingerprint expert, what they do, Christian document analysis, explosive expert, or all these techniques, instrument and paper. We talk about all these things, so you have an in-depth knowledge of a particular area of things are there, so you can go ahead with to solving the case. So that's why we talk about the detection of crime, recognition, analysis of evidences, and then once you have all this knowledge, you can use this knowledge and make a positive link. Once you make a positive link, crimes will be solved. Here we just talking about a few main courses which a student of a forensic science go through it. There are some example of the courses are there which the student have as core courses. Like first course is the criminology, law and criminal behavior. As you talk about, before solving the case and before finding out the motive of the crime, you know what is the mindset of the person or criminal is there. Then you can identify the motive of the case. Then we talk about the criminology, law behavior, criminal behaviors. Then we talk about forensic lab introduction, because those are working in forensic laboratory, they need to know how the laboratory works. The other team, which is crime scene investigators, they need to know what are the basics and what are the things you need to keep in mind when you investigating the scenes. The courses like fingerprinting and other impression evidence like bite mark, footprint, track mark, tire mark, they all are comes under the, the impressions are there. Blood and biological fluid, like, the saliva is there, or blood is there, semen is there, anything is there which we encounter at the crime scene. How we can gonna use all these evidences and identify the information and find out the person whom they belong. Like cyber forensic, as you know, that last few years we are more dependent on internet, on the things are there, we all doing, the whether it is banking is there, whether it is shopping is there, everything mostly we are based on that. Since we are mostly based, people are also sometimes misuse all these things and they try to do any kind of fraud or hacking, any kind of things are there. So we give you the basic information about cyber forensics, how you can identify something wrong happen and how you're going to prevent it. That the toxicology is basically a science of poisons, like like drugs are there, the today's world, drugs, poisons, everything's are there. If someone is like, exposed to that, so the toxicology is going to identify how that person consumed this drug and whether this drug is a reason of death or not. Like this, we have the the postmortem examinations, environmental forensics, as we talk about if any kind of contamination happening in any country. Question document examination, forensic anthropology, which is basically uh, related to the bones and teeth evidences encountered at any scene are there. Then in then we can use the forensic anthropology. Another one is like a psychology. Psychology is another kind of discipline which main part of like, the forensic science. In that, we use the psychological expertise to identify the mindset of the criminal, whether the criminal is, suffering any kind of psychological disorder or not, or whether the person is at the time of committing crime is in a normal mindset or not. So such kind of, there are some example of the main core courses which the student having a forensic science go through all these courses, which provide you the and these courses they can take as a specialization in their near future. This slide is basically talks about the previous slide. We talking about the core courses which is completely related to science, forensic science. This are the this, the thing which we offer in our MT University to make a person a better person. We providing you the every student to value added courses. In this value added courses, we have a communication skill courses, we have a, scientific writing courses, we have a, foreign language courses are there. You can opt French, Arabic, any other language, and we have an independent. So these courses just polish the student to become a better professional. You having the core courses, by that you can gain the knowledge of the particular field, but all these courses making you a better person, a better professional by, how to present yourself, how to write the scientific writings, how do all the things are there. So by this having these things, they polish them, and when you go for any kind of, interview, you can present yourself very well. So they are the all value added courses are there. All the students need to take all these courses. The next thing is, as you know that, as we say that forensic science analyze all the evidences are there. So definitely for analyzing evidences, you need a forensic laboratories. So we have a world like class laboratory which have all the advanced equipment to analyze the evidences are there, whatever the evidences are there. So here you can see the first step in forensic science is the crime scene investigation. So suppose something happened, the first thing You need to do it to investigate the crime scene and get the evidences. So here in this picture, you can see the pictures which, students are learning how the senior student make a crime scene for the junior student. Junior students comes and they investigate the scene and they find it out, the evidences. What are the evidences? Are they based on evidences? They can make their theory and solve the case. Here in this picture, you can find it out. We also providing the expert of real field. Like we have a collaboration with various the police agencies are there here in Dubai, or the Russell Kemal and they comes to the laboratory and give or share their valuable feedback with our students. So we are the faculty which providing them standard knowledge. Then we also have the experts from the real field. They will provide the real knowledge to them as well. So another picture, you can see there the world's very advanced instrumentation technique. Like this one is the gas chromatography technique is there, and then the PCR, which is we use for the DNA fingerprinting. We have the FTIR are there. They are all well best techniques which we can use to identify or analyze any trace amount of evidence which we encounter at the crime scene. So we have all this instrumentation, and we give the hands-on to all our students how to operate such instrumentation and how to analyze by evidences by using all these the instrumentation techniques are there. Because when they go to the forensic laboratories, they need to use all such instrumentation. So in another picture which demonstrating that how our staff, which showing the students how you can use the various instrumentation and find it out and analyze various evidences in the laboratory. So they here we are giving all type of practical exposure to our student to for better understanding. So other thing other than the theory knowledge to the student, then the practical exposure in laboratory, how to analyze, the main thing is which we at MIT University giving to every single student is summer internship or research showcase activities. So all our students of the Bachelor of Master of Forensic Sciences, they involve in some kind of research project, so they can do independent research out there, and they can present these research on various national or international platforms. So once they present it in national and international platform in front of the experts from throughout the world, so they can get a valuable feedback from them, which are very much helpful to make them a best forensic scientist. So we providing every single student at the MIT University Dubai the summer internship of the dissertations, or they participate in all kind of research showcasing activity, whether it is a poster presentation, whether it is a international conference presentations are there. They participate in that. We always encourage to them and showcase their ability to in front of the expert outside the world are there. So here are some pictures. You can see our students in doing performing internship in various other institution with whom we have a collaboration. So we send our institution students to do the summer internship other than the whatever they do the experiment in our laboratories. So here in picture you can see they're performing the skull analysis when the skull hit with the bullet. Another picture you can see they're doing the forensic dentistry. So how we can take a dental sample from a person, how we can compare with that. In another picture you can see they have the duplicate crime scene. There they try to evaluate identifying at their internship. Here are some examples of our student presenting their research showcase research papers at the various platform in the UAE, in the even in other part of the world as well. And they will like, very much appreciate when you presenting your study or your work are there. The feedback make you most you can say the perfect person, because if you never present anything, you never know what are the problems, what are the shortcomings you have in your research or things are there. So when you're presenting your study to them, you get to know that these are the areas where you can improve and become a good experts are there. So they are presenting the conference and poster presentation, oral presentation, various repeat conferences are there. And here is this slide shows basically the research publication. Any student which they published all their research work in very reputed journals are there. Any student whosoever involved in this activity have their the published paper with them it's a very good them. When you're going for any kind of interview, things are there. The interviewer will be very impressed by seeing that during their graduation and post graduation, they have a publication on their name. Next slides basically we talk about here in short, like whatever we providing at university at Amity Dubai in terms of teaching, in terms of facility, the laboratory experiences are there. We also have a collaboration with various professional bodies providing the real-time exposure or hands-on or workshop to our students are there. Here in this picture, you can say we calling the expert from Russell Khema Police. We have collaboration Russell Khema Police, Dubai Police, Abu Dhabi Police, Sharjah Police. They comes us here. They give the workshop. They give the guest lecture and share their experiences with our student. Here you can see the this is the uh, director of Russell Khema Forensic, Sharjah Forensic Police Laboratories. He is the director of Drug and Narcotics Department, Dubai Police. He comes here and share their knowledge, experiences, cases with our students. We also take our students to visit the forensic science laboratories, whether it is Dubai Police Laboratories, Russell Khema Police Laboratory, Abu Dhabi Police Laboratories, or the Sharjah Police Laboratory. Our students regularly on timely basis in semesters, they visited such places to get to know that how a forensic scientist work in a forensic laboratory. Here are some glimpse of, you can see the the inside the laboratory, how the like they performing in the laboratory, how the people work there in the laboratory, the working environment, the real working environment. Here we also student, because a forensic ballistic means related to firearm is also part of forensic science. So our student also visit the Sharjah shooting range to get to know how the firearms or work. Other than the we have the collaboration within the UAE with Abu Dhabi Police or Dubai Police or Sharjah Police. We also have a collaboration with international expert associations are there. So we also trying to provide the international exposure to our student as well. So you can see the picture. Our student visited the Malaysia, where they have a training with Malaysian police. Here our student visited the Glasgow, UK. We have a collaboration with them, and then they trained our student and provide the international scenario. This is the educational trip to Malaysia. Here you can see the pictures of Milan, Italy. We have a collaboration with the Milan police at Italy. So they are providing and giving the training, hands-on training to our students to learn things more better. Here you can see the collaboration with various police professional bodies, which are providing a real-time experiences to our students. Here some of the showcase activities student organizing and participating. They're presenting their works, whether in terms of poster, in terms of oral presentations. At the end, you can see here are our happy graduates after finishing their graduation or the masters. Their happy faces at the convocations. There are some companies where our passed out forensic science student working, like UAE Police Forces, forensic advisor in Tanzania, lab analyst in UAE, government psychologist in Canada, cyber expert in France, various education sectors as a assistant professors, post graduation and a lot of students go for the post graduations or the doctorate in UK, Europe, and other countries are there. The one and the most important thing here, you can see the freelancer. The freelancer is a thing, like any forensic scientist who or any forensic student who completed his masters or bachelor's in forensic science, they can work as a freelancer. They can work as a freelancer independently. So people, like the defendant party, come to them and ask them to analyze their cases are there. So other than then working in any kind of sector, whether it is a government sector or public sector or private sector, they can also work as an independent forensic expert. Here is the last slide. We can say it's the most important slide, which any student have the questions in mind after completing the forensic science. What are the job perspective for them? As we told you that forensic science is a completely applied science, and it's involved of various disciplines. Based on all these disciplines, person can go in various areas are there. So where, like for this example, we started from the various detective agencies, government intelligence agencies, the question document examiners, aviation, like airport or the railway. All the things are there, because sometimes people are traveling with the fake visas, fake passport, fake currencies, drugs. So they need a people like them to, like to catch the person, identify whether the things they're providing is right or not. Academic institution, banking and insurance, finance institution, like when you have any kind of check fraud is there, or insurance claim means sometimes people claim a wrong insurance, like arson cases are there. They set up the fire in their own building and claim that someone set up. So these are the, like, the areas where they need a forensic scientist to find it out the truth. What is the truth is that the forensic science laboratory, obviously there's a places you can have the forensic science laboratory. Every state, every city have the forensic science laboratory based on the country, because every country want a very fast outcome of any cases. The fast outcome maintain is very much helpful to maintaining the law and order are there. So drug and narcotic departments, police services, non-government laboratories are also there. Most of the part, like UK, US, India, and other places, there are a lot of, even in the UAE, there are a lot of non-government private laboratories are also there. So they are like, based on that, there are a lot of job opportunities and perspectives are there. So this is about the career in forensic science. And last, thank you very much. I'm happy to answer if anyone have any kind of queries, anything are there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Nishant, for that wonderful presentation. And we are now open to questions. So all participants can please type in their questions. I will read them out and we will answer them. While I'm waiting for the questions to come in, let me tell you that the admissions for September 2020 are currently open, and we will start our session on 14th of September. In case you have not still sent in your application, you can visit our website, and you can apply online. On the right side, top side, there is a button, apply online, so you can submit your documents and apply online, or else you can write to us at admissions@amityuniversity.ae, and we can then process your application. So this is and one more thing, Amity University is known for its wonderful scholarship program. So we like to award and reward students with merit or excellence in sports or any other field. So scholarships are limited numbers. So you should apply as soon as possible and reserve your scholarship. Currently, we are running the early bird offer. So if you pay your registration application fee this month, you can avail a 10% discount on your tuition fees. Okay, now Aryan Likite is asking, is it possible to do a campus transfer in bachelor's? Aryan, I am not sure campus transfer, if you're talking of any of our Amity University campuses in India, then it is 200% possible, and there is a seamless transition to any of the Amity University campuses in India, provided they are running this program. So Amity University Uttar Pradesh in Noida is definitely running this program, so your transfer is possible. So I hope I've answered your question. And I'm waiting for other questions to come in. Okay, Sharmeen Nisa is asking, what is the minimum salary package of a fresh graduate passing out from forensic science um, in forensic science in UAE? Dr. Nishant, would you have any idea of the minimum salary
Yeah,
packages?
the
Because I am aware that we had some Emirati students where they got placed in Dubai police.
Dubai
So
place,
there
yeah.
the salaries were 17 to 18,000 dirhams. So what can be the entry level?
I can say, Dr. Kavita, like here in this, there are two sectors are there. One is private sector, one is the public sector. So obviously, public sectors always have little higher packages are there. But in the UAE, if you want to work in any government sectors, you must be very fluent in read and write in Arabic only. But the private sector, they also providing a very good package, which is minimum starting from 8,000 are there. Like our students, those fresh graduated, they got minimum 8,000, and in timely basis they will get the increment kind of things are there. But the government definitely, Dubai police or Abu Dhabi police, definitely their packages are very good, and based on what position you are getting it. So minimum, if you're getting a lab assistant, definitely you will get 8 to 10,000 dirham per month.
Okay, that's wonderful. So I hope, Charmin, we have answered your question. Aryan Likhite is asking once again that what about the campus outside of UAE and India? Aryan, I would like to tell you that all our degrees are approved and accredited by University Grants Commission in India, and on an institutional basis, we are accredited by WASC, which is the World Association of Schools and Colleges. So our degrees and credit transfers are possible in any country. That should not be a problem. The credit transfer is possible, and you can transfer to any country in the world. If you go to LinkedIn and if you type Amity University Dubai, you will see that where our graduates are working and also studying. So our students of engineering programs, I've seen many of them, they go to Germany for their masters or they for their PhD program. So the credit transfer is possible in any country. Yeah. Okay, so Vipula Aravandamudhan. Sorry, Vipula, I'll just call you Vipula. So Vipula is asking, in case of second and third year, can we study in India? That is possible. You can transfer your credits and you can take transfer in any of the India campuses. Okay. So Francis Vimalan is asking, how great is the scope for this course in future? Dr. Nishant has covered very comprehensively about the scope of forensic sciences in the future. I will just add a few things that, as I spoke in the beginning also, that the world is going to get connected to technology very strongly, as you have seen in when this corona and COVID thing situation happened, and technology became the biggest connector in the world. So we are doing a lot of things on internet, we are doing banking, we are doing online shopping. So the cyber crime will increase in the future, cyber financial crime, cyber crimes, social unrest. So there is a lot of scope, and the governments will employ a lot of forensic scientists to keep the society in place. So the scope for this program is very good, and it's a very niche area. Not many people are qualified in forensic sciences, so I'm sure the scope for this program is very high in the coming future also. So okay, Heba Nassar is asking, hello, I didn't opt for computer science or maths for my grade 12 subjects. Would I find it difficult to study forensic science, as I only had chemistry, biology, and physics as my main subjects? Hiba, I think these subjects are okay to study forensic science. In forensic science, as Dr. Nishant also mentioned, that chemistry is a very key subject. Chemistry and biology are two key subjects. Dr. Nishant, you would like to add something to this?
As I mentioned, there are a lot of specializations are there. Is like if you do not have computer science, so maybe you not take the cyber forensics, but you can become a forensic anthropologist, DNA fingerprint expert, question document expert. So if you, any science is fine, because you need have basic understanding of science, then you can use all these techniques. So it's not a problem if we have biology or chemistry.
Okay, wonderful. So Kashish Nagdev is asking, do you carry out campus interviews for expat students for the government sector? If the campus interview happens, even for the government sector, it is open to all students. So Kashish, if there is a campus interview, so it will be open to, unless there is a specific requirement by the government that only Emirati nationals are eligible for a particular post. Otherwise, it is open to everyone. Yeah. Okay. So Sharmeen Nisa is asking, what is the topmost positions in the field of forensic science? Dr. Nishant, would you like to comment on
I
that?
can say the topmost position, like you can become the director of FBI in USA, director of CBI in India, IB. they are the topmost intelligence agency or laboratories. You can go and you become a director of there. That's the topmost positions you can
These
achieve
are
in your
the
future.
top possibilities. That's wonderful. So Sri Devi Anantha is asking, ma'am, may I know about the internships? So Sri Devi, I will like to tell you one thing, which is in Amity University, all our programs, we have an integrated internship, which is mandatory for all students to attend, undergo. So for all bachelor's programs, which are 3-year programs, after 4 semesters, you need to have undergo an internship for 6 to 8 weeks. For all 2-year programs, after 2 semesters, for 6 to 8 weeks again. And for all 4-year programs like engineering, you have to undergo an internship after 6 semester for 6 to 8 weeks again. So from 1st of July up until 31st of August, all our students from these semesters undergo the internship, and it results in a project report which has to be submitted and evaluated, and there are credits for the same. So internships are, and you must have seen in the presentation that internships, all our students are going to for internships, and we have a very strong corporate resource center at the university, which organizes all the internships. So every year in the month of March, we have the annual placement week, wherein all companies who wish to recruit for interns and final placements, they visit the campus and they recruit from our students. So last year we had 83 companies which visited the campus and recruited from our students. This year, all of our interviews are happening on Zoom or Meet, Microsoft Teams. So all interviews are still taking place, but on the e-platforms. So that is about the internship. Shom Bag is asking, do you teach DNA fingerprinting? Dr. Nishant, are you teaching
Yes, the
DNA
DNA
fingerprinting?
fingerprinting is the most important part of forensics and today's time. Definitely, we have a course of DNA fingerprinting, and we also provide a hands-on how to do it, how to all things are there. Definitely, it's a part of DNA, like our course.
Okay, wonderful. Shom is asking, how about blood spatter analysis? Now, Shom, I'm sure that you have seen a lot of criminal shows, and so you are quite well versed with the terminology there. So I'm sure it is a part of
Yes, yes,
the
Doctor. Yes, it's a part of our curriculum.
Yes. So Vipula is asking, these courses are applicable in all the countries. I don't understand, Vipula, what you are asking. These courses applicable all the countries. As far as I can understand, that you are asking whether this course is, you can find a job with this course in any of the country. That is possible. Yes, our degrees are worldwide accepted and accredited. Okay, so Francis Wimbledon is asking, what are the requirements to get a job in Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI)? So certainly a degree in forensic sciences is mandatory, and I'm sure for all government positions in India, we have the civil services exams. So I think you have to, for CBI, you have to give the civil services exams. Yeah, that is the norm to get. Indian government, it selects the best brains, so you have to undergo the civil services exams. Yeah, that is important for CBI. Okay, so how? Okay, I've lost the questions here. Just a minute. I will come back to where we were. Okay. So Aryan Likhite is asking again, how often are students sent to gain international experience? Now, generally we have international tours. You must have seen that our students, they went to Scotland Yard, Glasgow. They went and they were trained by the Scotland Yard. There was a visit to Italy, also Milan, and periodically they keep going. So we don't have any set timetable that these many times you will go, but generally in 1 year or 1 semester there is an
Yeah,
international.
Yeah,
trip.
once we
Yeah.
go once in a year, every place is Dr. Kavita.
Yeah, once in a
Once in a
year,
year.
definitely there is an international tour. Vipula is asking in case of further studies. Now, Vipula, at Amity University, we are offering bachelor's, master's, and PhD in forensic science. So we have covered the entire spectrum of the forensic science domain. So further studies, everything you can do at Amity University, Dubai. Okay. Oh my God, Shombag is asking that is Mossad coming to your campus for recruitment? No, no, Vipula, we cannot, we don't have that detail. Okay, Sharmeen Nisa is asking what are the difference between forensic medicine and forensic science? Dr. Rashant?
Yeah, I can say the forensic science is a broad science. Forensic medicine is a part of forensic science, which deals only with the autopsy. You know, when the person died, the forensic medicine scientists they examine the body and find it out the cause of death. So forensic medicine is a part of forensic science. Forensic science is a broad spectrum.
Okay, so currently, yeah, I'm still waiting for some more questions to come in. So we have covered the internships. Okay, Heba Nassar is asking, can you brief the difference between normal BSc Forensic Science and Forensic Science honors? Uh, there's no difference between BSc Forensic Science and BSc Forensic Science honors. It's a nomenclature difference. Yes, Dr. Nishant, you'd
Yes,
like to
yes,
add
it's a
something?
nomenclature. Previously, we are offering the BSc Forensic Science, but last 3 academic years, we are offering BSc Forensics honors are there. So there's no, it's only the nomenclature difference is there. That's it.
It's a nomenclature. Yeah, it's a nomenclature difference. Uh, okay, so while I'm waiting for the next, okay, so Sridevi Ananta is asking that can we have a transfer to India in between the course? Now, Sridevi, the credit transfers happen once you finish the semester. So you should plan it in such a way that you are if you are asking for a transfer, you finish the exams in one of the campuses. So you should finish your semester exams or your year exams here in Amity Dubai, and then the credits can be transferred. You should not, because the timelines don't match with India and Dubai. Because in Dubai we start our semester in September, and in India the semester starts in July. So July to December and January to June. That is the timeline. So, but the transfer is possible, but you should finish your semester exam whichever campus you are in. Okay. Now, Vipula, Sanjana is asking, what is the scope of forensic science in India? We have covered this, that you can take government jobs, you can be a forensic expert in banking, in cybercrime, in many in these big four companies, Ernst and Young, Deloitte, they all employ forensic scientists for financial crimes. So there is a lot of scope, and India has great opportunities in forensic science. Okay, Vipula is asking, is this course approved by UGC in India? All our degree programs, Vipula, are approved by University Grants Commission in India, UGC approved. So you can see on the website of UGC, Amity University listed there. So that is clear there. Aryan Likhite is asking, do you have a campus in UK? We do have a campus in UK. We have 8 international campuses: UK, US, Romania, then we have Singapore, China, and Dubai is our flagship international campus, because we have $100 million campus here in Dubai, in Dubai International Academic City. And this campus, it is 7 lakh square feet. So we have our own hostel also. We have great sporting facilities, and Dr. Nishant has shown you the pictures of our labs. So we have more than 35 different labs operational in the university. So it's a great place to study. Okay. Shom is asking, who is your most distinguished forensics alumnus of Amity? One of our alumni, I would like to specially mention Sharon. She studied with us, bachelor's and masters, and then she joined us as a lab assistant, and then she is now she is a lecturer with Amity University. So she is one of them. But of course, Dr. Nishant can also name a few. We
Yeah.
have a lot of wonderful alumni of
Yeah.
forensic science.
But
Yeah,
as you say that we have like quite a few people are studying working in Dubai police. We
yeah.
few of our students is have as I mentioned in the slides in Canada, in France, in Tanzania, and UK. So they are the examples. So based on the person interest and the ability they having getting achieving a very good position in their future. So they have
Yeah,
all over the world. It's even in India they
yeah,
are
they
working
are
good.
all over the world, and you can also go to LinkedIn and you can type Amity University Dubai for forensics graduates, and you can take a look at our alumni. Yeah, so our alumni are doing well worldwide. So it is we cannot name each one of them. Okay, so any other questions? We are still waiting for the questions. So if you have any question on admissions process, I'm typing down the admissions email ID, and you can write to us about any other query regarding the Amity University .ae, and you can get in touch with us for any of the questions. Okay, so Francis Vimilan is asking, what are the requirements to become a forensic expert?
I
Mm,
can say that forensic expert the starting like suppose if you did your graduation the BSc in forensic science you can be a scientific assistant, and once you did your master you can become a scientist. So you can, if you want to become a full-fledged forensic scientist, you must need a master's in forensic science. But if you have bachelor's you can join as a scientist assistant, scientific assistant. So as much as the higher degree you have, you definitely will get a higher positions.
yes, it's always good to invest in good education, and the highest terminal degrees that you have, it makes you more and more employable at higher positions. Okay, so we don't have any questions, any further questions. Okay, Jay Kam is asking average pay for forensic science graduates. We've already covered that, but entry level 8 to 10,000 and
Yes.
8 to 10,000 you can start. Okay, Sri Devi Anantha is asking, in September, will the classes be held in campus in Dubai? Sri Devi, we will go as per the government regulations, and whenever there is an announcement by our regulatory body, which is the Knowledge and Human Development Authority of Dubai, KHDA, and we will go accordingly. I am very hopeful that we will be on campus. We will welcome you on the campus in September, but we will wait for the government directive. Yeah. So we cannot comment on that. The classes will begin on 14th of September, whether it is online or it is at the campus. Okay, Navami Sanil is asking, what qualifications do most forensic scientists require? The qualifications are very clear: bachelor's, master's, and PhD in forensic. That makes you a forensic scientist. You should then your research area gets developed, and once you do your PhD, you define your research area of interest. Your thesis is prepared in that, and then you start working in some laboratory for the same. And the PhD defines your area of work. Yeah. Okay. Shom is sending me some link which I cannot open right now. So Shom, you can write to me separately at admissions@amityuniversity.ae, and I'll be happy to answer your question. Um, what else? According to you, sir, Heba Nassar is asking, according to you, sir, which specialization of forensic science is the best? So, Dr.
I can
Nishant,
say the specialization is based on your interest, whatever your interest is there. But if you think about today's time, mostly we are based on cyber forensics are there, because cyber crime, because we are mostly based on internet things are there. Definitely, they have very good scope in cyber forensics as well. But secondly, it's depend upon your interest in which area of science, forensic science you like.
Yeah. Okay, so Aryan Likhte is asking, do you have criminal profiling? Of course, criminal profiling must be one of the aspects of study in forensic science. So definitely, Dr. Nishant, criminal profiling. What can you
Yes,
say
yes.
about
As we mentioned in the core courses, we have the first semesters like criminology. The criminology talks about the criminal behavior and their profiling. How become, as mentioned, that no one is the born criminal. The situation and surrounding make them a criminal. So we do the criminal profiling. So we taught the student, teach the student what are the factors which make a person a big criminal.
yeah, behavioral sciences, studying the behavior and background of a criminal. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have. If you have any more questions, we still have 6 minutes to go. And if you have any questions, please do feel free to write to us here. And you can also write to us at the admissions email ID. Okay, now Francis Vimalan is asking, after finishing BSc in forensics, do we get to do field work in crime scenes? Depends, Francis, that what kind of job you are taking on. If you are, if there are in Dr. Nishant, he told about three areas. Yeah, Dr. Nishant, there are three bifurcations of
Yes, yeah,
forensic science.
the field science, the laboratory definitely is based on in which job area you are. Suppose if you are a part of a crime scene investigation team, definitely you will visit the crime scene. Few of our alumni, they are working in crime scene investigation team with Dubai. So they visit the crime scene frequently whenever something happens. So definitely, if you are a part of that team, you will visit the crime scene.
Yeah, definitely. And our alumni, of course, Dr. Nishant spoke about our alumni where they are working. So they are working in Dubai Police and many other labs as lab assistants and so on and so forth. Okay. I have a few more questions. I'm a forensic specialist. So Shom Bagh is saying that I am a forensic specialist. Okay, that is wonderful. Okay, Sri Devi Ananta is asking, can you please brief me on the scholarship program? Sri Devi, we have different categories of scholarships. We have merit scholarship. If you score above 80 to 88% in your grade 12, whatever mark sheet is being issued by CBSE this year is acceptable to us. And if you score between 80 to 88%, then you are eligible for a 25% scholarship. And if you score above 88% to 93%, you are eligible for a 50% scholarship, and above 93% we give you merit 100% scholarship. For all these scholarships, there is a maintenance policy of 9 CGPA which you have to maintain to continue the scholarship in subsequent years. So scholarships are all listed on our website also, so you should visit the website. We have merit scholarship, we have sports scholarship, and we have mean scholarship for students who are from needy backgrounds. So there is a lot of categories of scholarships, and you have to apply soon to get one of the scholarships. Yeah. And okay, so I hope I've answered your question. Okay, so Shom is saying, I'm currently profiling you. Wonderful, Shom. I'm scared now. So we have any more questions? Scholarships, we have told about it, and our alumni, definitely. Dr. Nishant, would you like to speak something on our alumni again? Little
Yeah, I
bit.
can say that the alumni is like we can say those students did their bachelor's with us, because as you know that we started offering masters from last 2 years back from 2016. Before that, our bachelor students they did masters from UK, very reputed universities from UK, Canada, France, Germany, US, or even India as well. And they also did our master students also working doing PhD in from New Zealand, and one is from doing from the UK. So all our students, whether they are a graduate or the postgraduates, they are doing very good in their, like, in their this forensics career is there. They're doing masters, PhD in very reputed university all over the world. So it's indicate that degree which we giving at Amity University Dubai is accepted, well accepted all over the world, and we provide the very best knowledge to them, so they are doing the best thing in their future in various different countries, like all over the world doing.
There is a lot of augmented learning which happens at Amity University. You do a lot of learning through the peer learning. Then alumni interaction is very high. Okay, Aryan Likhte has one more question. Which specialization is most used in field investigation?
The field is, as I told you, the crime scene investigation. The crime scene investigation teams, they are expert with various types of crime. So the in general, like most of the crimes happen like the fingerprint, question document, blood, or biological fluid. They are the main crimes. So the team which we have a crime scene investigation, they have expertise of all these area. But sometimes some specific crimes are there which are very rare in case, like finding the bones, 20-year-old bones or 30-year-old bones, or mass disaster happens. In such type of crimes, they call a forensic scientist from the lab. So suppose if you find the bones, they will call the forensic anthropologist. If you find the a teeth or the crime scene, they will call a forensic dentist. So but in general, the forensic crime scene investigation teams are dealing or expert in general crimes, like whether it is a road accident or any theft or any murder or kidnapping, anything. In general types of crimes, they are expert to investigate that crimes.
Okay. Wonderful. And that brings us to the end of this exciting webinar. I'm sure it must have helped you people to understand our program. And thank you so much, Dr. Nishant, for joining us and giving this insights on the forensic science program. A recording of this program will come to your email in a day or two. And if there are any further queries, I'll be happy to answer at the email ID that I've provided you, admissions@amityuniversity.ae. Thank you everyone for joining us, and stay safe and stay healthy.